NSFW, what's the best thing that happened to you in Truth or Dare? In high school, I was dared to play gay chicken, which is where two straight guys pretend to be gay, and the first one to chicken out loses. The other guy and I are both really stubborn, and neither one of us wanted to lose. We've been married 14 years and we run a bed and breakfast in Vermont without adopted daughter. If that dude doesn't chicken out soon, I'm going to start to suspect that he's actually gay. Wow. So I posted this on my lunch break and didn't expect it to blow up. 4 people lurking through my post history. You're right, this story isn't fully true. I thought I'd post a joke for a couple of laughs and a handful of upvotes. I did get dared to play gay chicken in high school, and both of us realized that neither one wanted to stop, which turned into a 3-year relationship that ended when went separate ways after high school. I ended up marrying a woman and we recently moved to Vermont with our biological children. She runs the B&B while I'm at the office. If things had gone just a little differently in my life, it would have ended up just like my original post. I should have just posted the real story, and I'm sorry if the truth is disappointing to anyone. My high school boyfriend and I actually broke up in large part because of all the overt hatred and ostracism we received from our community. Back then, I never would have dreamed of 30,000 people supporting us. Thank you for your kindness. In 8th grade, I was dared to show this girl my DK. We went to a bathroom. I was 13 and HY, so I had a heart-on. I pointed it down and she didn't know the difference. She told her friends later and I kinda got a reputation of having a big DK even though I'm completely average at it. Thanks for the gold and silver. This really blew up. We take those. So does your mom. I got to see my friend's sister's BS and watch him lick an electric fence all in the same day. Was dared to catch a frisbee in my teeth from across the yard, so walked outside and across the yard. Girl wound up through the frisbee. Figured this ought to be funny when it bounces off my face. And as a total FG fluke, actually caught it in my teeth. Similar story, I was the annoying kid in 6th grade and my friends bullied me. Once some kid was talking ST, so we started arguing. Then he threw a grape at me. I caught that ST in my teeth without breaking eye contact. I have never been so powerful. I wasn't even playing and someone dared a girl I liked to kiss me. That someone became a very good friend. We dared this girl to give a friend of mine a lap dance using the first song that came up when he shuffled his entire song library. Seems pretty normal until she had to give a 3-minute lap dance to Cats in the Cradle. Sherry was dared to spend 10 minutes in a dark room nearby den with the guy of her choice. She chose me. Turned out to be a setup. Her best friend knew that Sherry had a crush on me and made this happen. Anyway, it was the hottest, fastest makeout session to date for me. We were both naked above the waist and she had her hand in my zipper. At 10 minutes, there was an unwelcome knock on the door. My buddy dared me to lick chocolate syrup off his girlfriend's nipples. Crush sat on my lap the rest of the game. My little soldier had a hard time staying focused. Good times though. Best and worst feeling ever. Don't pop a BR, don't pop a BR, lol. I had some chick sit on my lap. She had some extremely thin gum shorts and I had regular gym shorts on at a school football game. There was no avoiding it. But her response? She centered right on my lap instead of sitting on my knee/leg FK. It might as well let it ride, lol. I got to grab a girl's BB. Under the shirt. I was 16 and it was awesome. After reading all of this, Eve decided FK Tinder/Meet Me. I'm going to make a Truth or Dare app. I got to motorboat a girl's TS. It was in a hotel during a school sport trip. My best friend knew I liked her and did me a solid. Wasn't me, but a girl was dared to mirror what I do. So I made her hug a guy I knew liked her. Edit, for all the people saying I should have blown him, she only mirrored what I did, so I would have had to have given the air one top tier BB. Not much, but a friend of mine earned the nickname Big DK Chris or BDC for short after a game. Got dared to ignore getting TS rubbed in my face for a minute. I boy can poker face like a champion. Best minute of my teenage life. Edit, to clear a couple of things up. It was a woman rubbing her BS in my face and they weren't clothed. Was sitting outside at a college campus and was dared to yell "I love you" to the next person I saw. I did, and this dude yells it back and keeps walking. We go back and forth, getting louder and louder as he walks off. Best reaction ever. So not best, but a truth or dare story nonetheless. 5th grade, crush gets dared to kiss me. Crush looks at me and goes, "Ew, gross." He's fat, and that was that if. This is going to be copy and pasted in a BuzzFeed article. Please include this FKU. Larry. I was about 12 at a friend's sleepover. I was dared to go home by a kid who didn't like me too much. I walked the 2 miles home, and as I came to my driveway, my older brother had just pulled in. He had 3 baby raccoons with him because he had hit their mother while delivering pizza. I got to spend the rest of the night with him. 3 raccoons and a cheese and pepperoni pizza watching Nightmare on Elm Street. I won $20 by doing a dare in which I ran outside in my underwear when it was sleeting outside. I dared a girl I was hot for to give me a big fat kiss. Our 14th wedding anniversary was last week. D. A guy told me I was beautiful and that he was too shy to always tell me that cause he thought I was way out of his league. Found out a girl had a crush on me. Unfortunately, it was the girl I hate. Got to see a hot girl's TT imprints in the snow. Not too impressive, I know, but teenage me had that picture engraved in my head for a while. LOL. I got to hug a girl. I got to watch my friend lick the floor for 10 seconds. I was at work, high school job at a department store, and the 4 of us in my department were playing truth or dare, mostly dumb work stuff like go mix up those shirts. Someone dared the girl who had a rep as being experienced, who was a couple years older than me, to give me a BB. She told me to take break with her. I played along. We went to her car. She actually blew me in the store parking lot. In the 7th or 8th grade, I was going back and forth with my friend with a bunch of risque dares. Flash your BS, show her my DK, make out with each other, dry hump, etc. I eventually just went for it and dared her to blow me, and she did it. I remember being so hard that I barely even felt anything. Initially, as a parent, this thread has not been a fun read edit. So a lot of people are taking 11 words that I wrote and determining that I'm against SX, that I'm repressing my kids, and that I think I never did anything wrong or risky growing up. I don't have the time or energy to reply to everyone individually, so let me try to explain how I feel the best way I know how as a parent. I equate the way I feel about my kids having SX to the way I feel about them driving. I know that driving is important and part of most teens/young adults' lives. I want my kids to be informed about driving, both the good parts and the risks. I will do everything I can to educate my kids about how to drive safely, and I am confident they will make good decisions. However, I worry about what might happen to my kids every time they go out driving, and I don't feel at ease until they are back home. It also bothers me when I hear stories of other kids being involved in wrecks. Now substitute SX for driving in the above paragraph, and that's how most of today's parents feel. Made out with and low-key felt up. My older next-door neighbor had had a crush on her for a while before then, so it's a very fond memory. In reading all these comments and DN, I got dared to go home. Girl got dared to spin the bottle and give a BB to whoever it lands on right in front of everybody. The bottle didn't point at me, but I had a nice view right next to the girl it did land on. Apparently she had experience dining at the Y. Group us were in these tunnels that we liked to hang out in, and our friend was dared to give me a BB, which she actually did. Best 10 seconds I ever had down there. Ended up dating on and off for the next 2 years or so. The best thing was getting my lap sat on by my crush and a kiss on the cheek from her. I went to an acquaintance's birthday. We spoke maybe 10 times prior. After a while, she was down to just her bra and panties. That's when she was dared to seduce me. Well, she was kind of awkward, so her version of seduction was just to tackle me while we were both near naked. That was a great night, and we're celebrating our first year of marriage next weekend. Someone dared me to kiss a lady that I happened to have a thing for anyway. It was a very long time before we stopped kissing. Dated her for 3 years. Great lady, always a little sad it didn't work out. I was a late bloomer in HS. By the time I realized I may be attractive to anyone, it was over our senior year party for an art magnet school. We played this. A girl I had a fairly solid crush on, popular cheerleader, a good friend, was asked who she had fantasized about, and I was the answer one. Blew my mind too, gave me the guts to ask her out 3. It was a horribly awkward, silly lunch date 4. Built my confidence a lot heading into college. A silly story, but it was a good one. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.